experts say could lead to different health challenges.
You need to also be mindful of the things that you eat.
But personally, as an individual, I brush my teeth in the morning, I brush in the evening.
The importance of oral health in the total well-being of an individual cannot be overemphasized. Hence, the observance of March 20th annually to mark the World Oral Health Day. The day brings to fore need to create awareness on issues surrounding oral health and hygiene. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Well, happy World Oral Day. Now, the 13th ECOWAS and the Sahel meeting on food. The 13th ECOWAS and Sahel meeting on food security has ended with member countries indicating commitment to assisting smallholder farmers boost production. Musa Aliu reports.
Food economy in West Africa and Sahel sub-region is projected to reach $480 billion in 2030. The expected growth was attributed to increase in the demand and supply of agricultural produce occasioned by population growth in the region. And this is why this meeting, attended by 15 countries in West Africa and the Sahel, agreed to intensify efforts towards boosting farmers' output. There is also a commitment to key into the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization programs in securing the development gains in the fight against hunger and poverty.
This is apt, timely, and strategic. This in accordance with the FOA's strategic framework for the next decade, which seeks to support the 2030 agenda through the transformation to more efficient, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable agri-food systems for the 4 Bs. That is, better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and a better life, leaving no one behind.
There is also an appeal to West African countries to seize the opportunities to build resilient agri-food systems in the region and align with FAO strategic framework to address structural policy constraints.
We are currently exploring how we can best support the federal government in its call for action to further transform food systems in Nigeria. In this connection, we see the strengthening of a market-oriented food systems approach as an integral component of the structural changes required to achieve the national sustainable development objectives.
The FAO representatives in Nigeria and the Economic Community of West African States, Fred Kafiro, said FAO emphasized on the area of data analytics for generation of evidence to guide responsible investments and partnership for food system transformation.
We commend the government for taking full advantage of FAO's corporate initiatives, including the Hand in Hand Initiative, the Green Cities Initiative, and the Digital Village Initiative. These initiatives have provided platforms for greater synergies in building transformative partnerships for investments, particularly in digital agriculture solutions, aimed at improving food security, nutrition, poverty reduction, and rural transformation.
The resolution of the 13th meeting of the ECOWAS countries and the Sahel is expected to complement AU 2022 decision of food production and nutrition on the continent. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
Similarly, as nations within the African continent work towards meeting Sustainable Development Goal 2, aimed at ending all forms of hunger and malnutrition by 2030, a non-governmental organization, La Buena Vida, has undertaken humanitarian gesture to Durumi to share food items. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Favor is a 60-year-old widow grappling with the economic impact of COVID-19. She's one of the beneficiaries of the gesture.
It is the Lord's doing and favor that make this type of thing possible at this time. Because I know what many people, even I myself, am going through. But thank God for Jesus. This is a great gift, and I know it's God behind it.
It is a strategic gesture that many of the beneficiaries say came at the right time, granting them access to safe, nutritious and sufficient food.
We appreciate, we are thankful for what you do for us.
Because of the COVID-19 problem, some lost their job, their businesses and other things. So if they're doing things like this, at least people put on many people's table.
Feed the Family Project, which is the fourth in the series, is targeted at 1 million families.
So absolutely by next year is going to be season 5. So we do another Feed the Family, not only in Nigeria, but across African countries. We started last year. One of our core values is giving, you understand? And we give to the less privileged.
When you take care of hunger, you practically reduce poverty. And when you reduce poverty, you know the end game, you are reducing crime across Nigeria and across Africa.
Just like Favor, whose day was made, other beneficiaries advocate more complementary roles in meeting the plight of vulnerables for economic development. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NT News.
We'll now pause for some messages. Panorama returns shortly.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
It's nice to know you're still watching Panorama, and we're talking political matters. One of the frontline All Progressives Congress national chairmanship aspirants, former governor of Borno State, Alimodu Sheriff, has withdrawn from the race. Addressing media in Abuja, Alimodu Sheriff said respect to the president, who is the leader of the party, and the decisions of the party, which zoned the national chairmanship position to the North Central geopolitical zone, are reasons for his decision.
Muhammad Buhari and the party, I will not contest unless they have changed their mind between now and Friday. Otherwise, I will not offer myself for election when it has been clearly zoned out of my zone.
Meanwhile, the National Convention of the APC is scheduled to hold March 26, 2022. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, says it is working out a strategy through conversation with Nigerians to win the 2023 presidential election. The national chairman of the party, Ralph Okemwosu, disclosed this at a media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf was there.
With the 2023 general elections getting closer by the day, the National Secretariat of the Action Democratic Congress has been receiving party leaders and members on consultation. This media engagement by the party is to reassure Nigerians that ADC will be out to participate fully in all elections.
We want to move Nigeria to become a superpower nation in 20 years. 20 years from 2023. Nigeria is going to be a superpower nation. That's where we're going.
Former presidential candidate of the Young Progressives Party in the 2019 election, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, now a member of the African Democratic Congress, officially announced his intention to again contest for the office of the president in 2023.
While I commend the president for signing the bill and the National Assembly for passing it, let us simply prepare for elections in 2023 in the hope that those elections will be more free and more fair than any we have had in the recent past.
For the People's Democratic Party, its national youth movement is appreciating the party's National Executive Committee for what it described as sensitive review of the price of nomination and expression of interest forms, with 50% reduction for youth of 25 to 30 years of age.
We want our party to please extend this gesture within this age bracket from 25 to possibly 40 years, because these are the practical youth who are practically engaged in political process.
Members of the movement enjoined the PDP to sustain what they described as its uncommon youth-loving stride. Timothy Yusuf. NT News.
Stakeholders have applauded the Northeast Development Commission for its inclusive approach to rebuilding the region after years of Boko Haram insurgency. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
Gathered here are critical stakeholders from Yobe State, actively taking part in developing a 10-year master plan for implementation in the Northeast region by the Intervention Agency. During the engagement, stakeholders who made sterling contributions described the initiative by the Commission as a right step in the right direction in the search for workable solutions to the numerous challenges affecting the sub-region for prosperity and sustainable development.
Almost all the thematic area, we need them in the master plan, especially the issue of women inclusiveness in decision making.
My hope and expectation is that we will come to understanding so that we have a developed and a progressive state.
Focusing on 10 key areas including health, education, agriculture and infrastructure among others, the People's-Driven Roadmap, when adopted, is expected to be a game changer in setting the region on a sound footing for economic recovery.
Yobe being one of the second most affected state in terms of insurgency in the state, we have to contribute much in order to provide input for this very, very important master plan.
The master plan shall contain programs and schemes that promote and facilitate the physical and the socio-economic development of the Northeast zone.
Divided into 4 phases. We have the recovery phase, we have the renewal, you have the expansion, and finally the sustainable development phase.
The Commission has so far engaged critical stakeholders in 3 out of the 6 benefiting states of the region. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government says remarkable progress has been achieved in the ongoing efforts at restoring electricity supply across the country following the recent disruption of supply. A statement by the Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, states that so far the gas pipeline affected by acts of vandalism has been restored and the Opai power plant has resumed power generation. The Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC has also been directed to fast-track negotiation on an interim energy sales agreement with a view to bringing the new Opai 2 power plant on the grid. The federal government also says in order to optimize the capacity utilization of the power plants owned by the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has approved special gas pricing for emergency contracting of gas from the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company Limited to increase generation. The federal government reassures all electricity consumers that all relevant agencies involved in the restoration of normalcy to power supply have been charged to act in the context of the emergency state of the industry. Professor, the newly sworn-in governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has visited Okpai community, announcing that dredging work will start in the next 2 weeks. The governor also banned the activities of touts and illegal collection of revenue in the state. Indem Kalu reports.
Oko community is one of the biggest urban slums in the state and largely considered a place less conducive for human habitation due to its filthy environment with huge dump sites. The scope of work includes immediate cleanup of the environment and urban renewal drive. Governor Soludo promised to commence road construction work in the areas within the next 2 months and also rehabilitate the Onitsha water scheme. He advised the inhabitants to be environment friendly. The governor announced that henceforth all taxes will be paid directly into the state account. He warned market unions to desist from collecting money from prospective buyers. The governor was later hosted by Okpoko community for matching action with his promise from Okpoko in Obaru Council area. Ndem Kalo, NTA News.
Internally displaced persons taking refuge at the Central Primary School have expressed despair and dejection following incessant terrorism activities in communities under Shiruru and Munya local government areas of Niger State. Representatives of the displaced persons in the camp conveyed the worries of the people to the State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, who visited them to restate government's commitment to ensuring that normalcy returns to the affected communities. Husseina Musa reports.
The Central Primary School, Goda, has in the past few months provided shelter to a large number of displaced persons from Munya and Shiroro local government areas where activities of terrorists have crippled both agricultural and socio-economic activities. Life in the camp, as attested to by the internally displaced persons, is not convenient as it is characterized by lack of basic necessities of life.
For the past 7 years, we have been in and out of the community. We just want government to assist us.
Even yesterday, I had to sell my wrappers to feed my children.
However, their expectations were heightened following the visit of the Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello to the camp.
Within our limited resources, we must find ways to support some of these communities so that they will get their lives back and go back to their farms. The rains are fast approaching. If they don't go back to their farms, it wouldn't be a problem for Niger alone, but a problem for Nigeria.
Aside insecurity, some communities are also faced with the challenges of flooding as a result of activities of the hydroelectric dam in Zingiru, which has made their communities inhabitable. The state government has also promised to reach out to the appropriate ministry to release the relocation funds. Emena Husseina Musa, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Update.
Nigeria's female under-17 football team, Flamingos, will face Egypt under-17 female team in the third round of the qualifying series next month after 8-0 aggregate score over Democratic Republic of Congo. Coach Bankole Olowokere's girls started the journey, beating DR Congo under-17 girls 3-0 in Kinshasa before completing the job in Benin Saturday. The final round of the qualifiers is slated for the month of May to know who picks the tickets to represent the continent in the 2022 FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Ese Brumen will be one of the contenders for gold medal at the World Indoor Championships, which climax in Belgrade, Serbia. The 26-year-old Olympic bronze medalist is joined by Ruth Osoro. Team Nigeria, comprising 6 athletes, will compete in long jump, triple jump, and 4x400 meters. Finally, Canis Abua is the winner of the maiden Adeneko Emmanuel National Under-18 Tennis Championship, beating Abdusalam Mohammed 6-love, 4-6, 6-2 in the final, decided Saturday in Abuja.
All I did, I stayed calm. One after the other, I went for my point.
The idea of this tournament is to carry on with what he was passionate about, which is to see tennis develop in Nigeria.
The championship was put together to honor the late tennis umpire, Clement Oloruntoba. NT News.
Sports Update concludes News Panorama this Sunday. Thanks for watching. Remember to be a star by supporting NTA's campaign against rape and rapists. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link. And be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window through the world.